What it do? This is your boy Serge. I don't even know how I want to start this. So, as of recent, I have been laid off from my job. Not the worst news in the world, considering where I am financially. It's not terrible, but it definitely does suck. You know, I think anyone who does have what they deem to be a career and something they were like aspiring to be promoted within and to be let go, it's definitely, I guess you could say, soul crushing to some aspect. But I can't help but think that, and don't get me wrong, this might be a little woo woo, but I can't help but think that perhaps the universe maybe kicked me out of that job for a reason. I'm not exactly sure. Um, but I wanted to make this video because I know with the recent news of a lot of people being laid off, they probably feel like there's like the end of the world, especially if it's a tech job. Yet, of course, with the way the market was going, they had to make some internal restructuring. So that came at the expense of my job, which I love. I love being in sales. I love being a part of that function. But again, I can't help but think perhaps this was for a bigger reason. And if you're going through this, I want to get that. I want to convey that message to you. And the best way I can convey that message is perhaps using my own experience, and hopefully some of that will resonate with you, right? So 2019, I was a personal trainer. I was working at Equinox, and right up until like March, I had left that job because when I was working there, a couple of my clients wanted to train outside of the gym. And, of course, after they canceled their membership, they decided to hire me as their personal trainer. So I was working in some residential offices in Manhattan, some residential buildings in Manhattan. Like things were looking good. And then 2020 rolled around and COVID happened. And as you know, that shut down a lot of gyms. And as a result, there went my business, right? So I converted that into like remote personal training, and I've been scaling it little by little along the way, but I haven't really been pushing it like I should be, right? Or I haven't really been chasing any of my goals and dreams like I should be. And a big part of that was because the need for, not necessarily like the need for money, like I was lacking, like I was down bad. I wasn't down bad, but you got to put food on the table, you got to pay your bills and shit. And that left me in like this precarious predicament where it was like, all right, I might as well just go ahead and learn something about tech, whether that be sales or whether that be engineering. I tried my hand at engineering. That shit failed horrendously bad. It wasn't terrible. Got through like the first round of interviews. But then when it came up to like debugging or doing some like small internal work for that interview, totally failed. So I decided to go the tech sales route. Went the tech sales route, graduated from tech school, right? And, I got several jobs. But throughout all that time, all that work, all the companies, the contacts, everyone I've met, I was never happy. I was never actually like, I never felt fulfilled. One thing that I'm really big on is speaking on mindset and really trying to help people optimize their mind, especially men, especially younger men. It's like every man for themselves out here. So I definitely feel like there's a need for that kind of service, if you want to call it that. But more so, I just have so much life experience and things that I've been through that I know some of those messages can resonate with people. And I think, for lack of a better word, this is it. Like I was compelled to make a YouTube channel as I was making my podcast, and I just felt like it was the right move to make. And I know right now my channel is super small. It's like I got like 99, 100 subs. Speaking of, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. But no, I know my channel is small, but I want to see it expand and become something bigger than what it is now, obviously, right? But from a macro perspective, I want to impact more lives. Like I've self-published a book. It's called How to Finally Lose Some Fucking Weight. Feel free to click the links in the description. Just kidding. You don't actually have to. But no, I've self-published a book. I've started like a small little company, a solo company of one. And, I've seen results from both of those things, but I never fully chased them because I guess to some degree I was scared. Like they try to really convince you to not leave the matrix. And I think at some point, all of us, or at least those that feel like they have something to give to the world, something of value, we have to come to this conclusion. It's like, no matter what happens, for better or for worse, I'm going to see this through. Like, I'm going to stick with whatever goal that I have and make sure it comes to fruition, no matter what it takes, right? And that was something that I kind of came to the realization to, especially after being let go. Like, it was a very cold one-on-one Zoom meeting. They're like, yeah, we're letting you go. We're restructuring the business. And Essentially your role is no longer necessary. So peace out. Um, and that just made me think of a lot of things like there's no such thing as company loyalty. They don't give a fuck about you. So why should I give a fuck about, wanting to join another company again? Why should I put all that effort into trying to invest and work with another company? I think that I have some sort of value that I can give to this world. And I think we all do to some degree, but like, yo, we don't know when we're going to die. So when are we going to take the chance? And I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to take the chance, so feel free to like, share, subscribe, or whatever the fuck you want. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Are you also trying to escape the matrix? What are you trying to do? But this is it for me. YouTube and trying to see how far I could take it is definitely something that I want to do, and I'm gonna be here for the long haul. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you're trying to leave the 9 to 5, best of luck. Be sure you have your finances set up before you do it, right? Like, thankfully, I got kind of lucky in that sense. This isn't the first time I've been fired before, but every time I've been fired, I've always needed a survival job, right? So I was never able to chase my passions. This time around, I'm finally smart enough financially. So I was able to make some wiser choices, and that puts me in a position where I could take up some time, not a lot of time, but I could take up some time to focus on YouTube. So thanks so much for helping me to get to 100. Stick around, there's going to be a lot more to come. And again, if you have a dream that you want to see come to fruition, but your job is holding you back, build out that financial runway and make the decision. Do it. Don't necessarily take my advice and like quit your job flat with no cash. I've seen a lot of people do that. I don't think that really ends well. But if you have the cash, you have the financial runway, do it. Don't be afraid to chase your dreams. So once again, this is your boy Serge. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.